Welcome back everybody to Top Tier Studio. This is episode 16, and in the last episode we worked on the beginning of this new area that we have, and it does not have a name yet, so I just call it like the waterfront area. It's not going to be themed to specifically pirates. It's not really going to be specifically themed to much of anything. It's just going to have this major boat ride here that's going to be the main attraction. So if you guys have any suggestions for names, you guys can definitely let me know in the comments. I will definitely read them and consider them. And then that goes for a bunch of other things as well, like flat rides, main attractions, areas, and even like some shops. If like something needs a specific name or it looks like it would be better with a specific name, let me know and I will definitely consider it. So with that being said, we are going to be working again on this waterfront area, and we're going to be kind of bouncing all over the place. You can see right now we're actually not working on that. We're working on the main entrance, and I kind of referred to this in a couple episodes ago, like how the entrance really wasn't that grand as like something like Universal Studios entrances, but I wanted to kind of connect the area because there was a gap there. People could really just walk in, so I'm connecting that, making sure nobody can get in, and then I'm gonna start bordering off the entrance plaza from this area. So we're just gonna have this wooden wall. One side has this modern wood look, and the other side has this rustic look. So kind of splitting the areas right down the center. The wall is kind of obvious, but I did kind of put some planting here just to kind of break it up. And then on the other side, we're going right into some theming here. So this is something that I always do for this ride. The flat ride is the Whirly Rig. I mean, we can change that name if you guys have suggestions. Again, as I'm saying that, but I think it looks really good when it's themed to barrels, and of course, like on the first wheel there's actually barrels, so why not make it a barrel themed ride? So that's what I like to go with, and we're gonna basically continue that theme through the whole queue and all that. Nothing too crazy, just a bunch of barrels. Some areas, like, we'll have these like barrel planters, and then we'll have like a barrel or like a wooden wagon carrying some barrels, and then that one animatronic that actually has the barrels rolling. So that's the first part of this episode, and the next part, we're gonna actually start theming the main attraction. So what's that's gonna entail? It's gonna be pretty much like the station. We're gonna start working on that. And the reason I kind of have a system to when I build these types of things, and I can come back to that maybe when we start actually theming it so you can see. We're going to work on that area for quite a bit, and then at the end we're going to come back and we're going to do one more thing that I didn't really start. I don't think I showed it in the end of the last episode, but I did do it, so we're actually going to kind of work on that as well. So that's kind of what we're doing in this episode. So, yeah, not too much, I guess. Wow, that was really hard to say. Not too much, but at the same time, it's a good amount of different things. So here we are working on that station. The queue is going to change a little bit. I think I shortened it, and I changed the priority pass just a little bit. It was a little obnoxious. And I will say this area was a little hard to do as well, just because like the grid and all that was a little bit painful, but I got it. And I still have to theme it, like, to actually make it fit in. Right now it's just a bunch of walls, but the system I use, basically, I put down the major walls and stuff. That way I know what I have and what I don't have. And then after that I will go in with theming, and I will work on that. So as we're doing this station, I'm not really leaving room for theming, but after this area, we're actually going to start building into the actual themed area of the ride, and you'll see there's going to be a bunch of open sections, and that'll actually lead into more of the theming for it. So I didn't put on a roof or anything. The roof always goes last for me. I always make sure I get everything I want in there, and then I will build the structure around it. So I'm just kind of working on all the walls right now, and then we're going to actually just continue working on walls, and basically that'll continue through the whole stretch of this first section here, and then we'll kind of get to that first drop, and that's where we're going to leave this ride. And then we're going to kind of work on something else, as I said earlier. So that's kind of like the plan for this area. Now the wall choice right now, I'm just going with this same wood that we used on the flat ride. I didn't know like what kind of wood I really wanted to go with for sure, but this one kind of fit. It's more rustic, but at the same time it can be made to look nice if you make an effort to. So that's what I'm gonna try and do here. And then throughout the whole ride, there's gonna be a multitude of different walls and stuff. So that's all gonna be coming up here in a couple minutes once we get past this station, which was in some places was very, very hard to do. And some of the movement is a little crazy now and then. I don't know, it's just kind of because like right here we're working on the interior, and that's why you try and kind of build in layers. That's how I try anyway, is that you can avoid working in like close proximity like that. So one more thing for this is the flooring. Especially when it's raised, I wanted to make sure there was flooring. Otherwise, I would have just probably painted the terrain and said like that's concrete and we're gonna move on. But since this one is all elevated, especially like having an elevated queue above the station, really needed to put in the flooring there. So that's what we're going on there. And yeah, so I'm actually recording this episode like same day. I did all the recording, I just never got time to doing the voiceover, so I'm doing that the same day I plan on releasing it. Hopefully it does get released today, but if not, well then I'm sorry, but I don't know when this is coming out then. But I do plan on getting this out. Today's Tuesday, so I plan on it. And something else that I saw today was that like I just saw like a little rumor, or I don't know if it was rumor or if it was confirmed. It seemed pretty confirmed to me, but it was about Lightning Rod at Dollywood. And I don't know if you guys know about this, have seen this, but if you haven't, Lightning Rod is their wooden topper track made by RMC. It's their wooden coaster. It's the one with the launch tail and all the crazy maneuvers and all that. It's record breaking. Anyway, basically I saw something where they're gonna be giving it the RMC treatment. They're gonna RMC and RMC. So basically that's gonna get the steel box track. They're the iBox, and then they're gonna make that into a steel coaster, I guess. I don't completely understand it, but that's what I heard, or what I saw at least. So I don't know if that's actually necessarily 100% true, but it seemed to be pretty true to me. So that's something to kind of keep an eye out for and see what's going on. That's kind of interesting. I was debating whether or not to make a full video on it, but since I figured everybody else is gonna probably make a video on it, and if nobody does, then oh well. But I try and do little different things, I guess. I try and kind of diversify myself. But yeah, that's just kind of coming up in the news today, and I kind of wanted to just kind of mention that and see if anybody has heard about it, seen about it. So yeah. Anyway, we are well into theming the main stretch for this ride now. So this is the first section of the water ride, where it's just gonna be basically a city / town. Basically you're kind of weaving your way through the building structures here, and you can see these gaps. Those are going to be filled in with wooden flooring, and that's all going to be nicely themed. There's going to be some animatronics and all that. So and you can see the wall like variety. So there's some wood, there's this stone structure at the end. And the reason why this one's like this creepy old stone is because I plan on making this going into like a sewer system of some sort. I don't really have like an exact like storyline for this ride. Like the ending, I have no idea how I'm gonna theme that. But for right now, I think it's looking pretty well. I was thinking like maybe some skeletons would be leading into the sewer area, and then all of a sudden you come out onto the riverfront or the water area. And then I'm thinking maybe like in like a half episode or something, just a little like 5-minute episode, I'm gonna create maybe a like water show, I guess, with the little fountains. I think that would be pretty cool. Yeah, here's the wooden planks going in. These kind of clip through each other, so I tried my best not to get that to happen, but sometimes you just can't avoid it. Because yeah, this ride is just a little since it's curved and these are like not curved, it's kind of hard to do that. So anyway, this is like the final step. We're gonna be working on the ride for today, and then in the next episode, whenever that comes about, I try to do these like once a week, but sometimes it's a little harder to do, especially the amount of work that I put into one episode now. I used to put in a lot less for one episode, and that'd just be a slower time lapse. But I figured this is a lot more interesting, a lot more gets covered. So I don't know when that next episode's gonna come out, but the plan is to work on like the rest of the scenery for this, get that all tidied up, and hopefully by the end of next episode we'll be done with this ride or very, very close to completion. So yeah, that's the hope. I don't know exactly how that's gonna work. The interior, this is more of the framework and exterior, so I still have to go in and do all that nitty gritty detailing, and that shouldn't be too hard, especially because these walls are pretty detailed themselves. So I just have to put on some like windows, some doors, and then some animatronics, and hopefully that should be it. And like as I said, the general theme, don't really know as of right now. Originally, I really wanted to take this into like a more of a romance, type of thing, but then I kind of got to thinking, a lot of the rides in this park are themed to something within Planet Coaster. Like in our very first section, even though like the city theme isn't really prevalent, I think that's the right word I wanted to go with. Even though it's not really right, like in the Planet Coaster, the main roller coaster there is named after Chief Beef, and even like our sci-fi area, that's named after Cosmic Cow. I don't even think I really went over that name too much, but it's based off of like, it's like Cosmic Cow's Race to Space or something like that. So this one, if I was to theme it like that, like the rest of them, then I don't know what I would name it. It would have to be like maybe like Captain Lockjaw, or thinking of somebody else. Like that's like, well, no, because the adventure, I have plans of making an adventure. Yeah, I don't know. Like, yeah, and I just kind of spoiled that. Okay. Well, now you know. Spoiler alert, there's going to be some sort of adventure themed here. But, I don't know exactly how I'm going to theme it. If I do go to Captain Lockjaw, I feel like it's going to be a big ripoff of Pirates of the Caribbean. And, I mean, I guess that's not too bad because it's a really good ride. It's just I want to kind of be a little bit original here. So, that's kind of where I'm at. But if it comes down to it, it'll just be like Captain Lockjaw is something. We'll come up with it. And if you have any suggestions, again, you guys can leave it in the comments, and I will definitely check them out. So on to the final part of the video. This is kind of closing in on the last minute or so. This is going to be this kind of shop, I guess. I don't want to call it a restaurant because it has 3 shops, a restroom, and 2 staff facilities. So it really has the full everything. So I guess you could call it a restaurant, but at the same time, and it's also going to have the tables. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Anyway, so this building is just kind of has it all, but at the same time, it's more of a shop. It has like the Missy Goods, not Missy Goods. It has like the Monsieur Frites, this like the bread place, and then like the gelato place. So kind of like the romance language type stuff, and I wanted this to kind of fit in with that theme. So we got like the Renaissance type building here, and that's kind of all it is. And then I know it kind of looks sloppy right now, but we haven't put a roof on it, and that won't happen at the end of this episode. As I said, I leave everything unfinished until it's all done. So that's kind of where this building's at. I did put a little staff only sign there if you caught that, and then the rest of it's just benching. And then I don't think I did put signs up, but you probably won't see that. So we're here in the last couple of seconds, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode, and hopefully you guys will tune in next time. Thank you for watching. See you later. Peace.